Welcome to the spring edition of What's in the Trunk. Hey everyone, Scott Keys from Wildlife Inspired. My social media stuff is down there, and today we're going outside to take a look at what's in my trunk. This is the spring and summer edition, so I've cleaned out the winter, getting ready for spring migration and summer. And let me show you some things in there. Now, in that list of things in my trunk, I think you're going to find a couple hacks that you probably had never thought of, maybe. So watch the whole video. It's only about 10 minutes long, and we'll see you at the end. And here's what's in the trunk spring edition. This is my Jeep Cherokee, which I really love. It's a Trailhawk edition. It really is nice, but I'm pretty much the only one in it. So you'll notice my seats are folded down all the time, and I keep a lot of gear in here. And it really just gives me the opportunity to shoot wherever I need to. If I need to pull over quickly and grab some stuff, it's always in the trunk. And I found it very helpful, and I wanted to walk you through what I have in here. So let's take a look. All right, starting with footwear. I always keep muck boots in the car. So no matter where I'm going, I have these muck boots, great for mud and getting in streams in some areas where I need to get into. This container here is my clothing container. So I keep stuff like this, which is really helpful. So I always think that every wildlife photographer should have these waterproof or water resistant pants and tops in their trunk at all times. Can't tell you, I've been dressed for work, and I've actually gone out and shot wildlife on the side of the road, and I've thrown this on, and then I just peel it right off and I'm back to work. So this kind of stuff is really helpful. And then I also keep these garbage bags, just stuff like this, you know, like anytime you're wet and yucky, you can throw your clothes in there. So I always have a full change of clothes in my car at all times. So that's what's in there. On the side here, since it's summer, I put in the bug spray. Always got the Lucky hat, the Lucky Kangol. Had this for about 15 years. All right, my duffel bag, which I keep almost all the time. This is my Camo Bag. So in here I've got a ghillie suit, mostly for waterfowl. And then again, another one of those throw over jackets that I can just put on anytime, anywhere. And then this always in the car. So this is just camouflage netting. I used this morning with some ducks. Let me show you a picture of what I got this morning. And it just works so well. So always keep this in the car at all times. And then I'm gonna show you this. I'll put this aside, but this is gonna be a hack in just a minute. I'll show you a couple hacks. All right, my camera bag stays in the car. Now this one's got a few things that are just essential. This, I always keep these memory cards and a battery in here as well. So this always stays in my car. Can't tell you, there's a few times I've left without memory cards, and so glad that this was in there. And then I've also got a power cell. So this is just, you know, a generic, but I keep this fully charged in case I ever need it. And then inside, I've got some rain sleeves. I've got a couple different ones here. I don't know who makes this one, but it works. This one is kind of my go-to. This is by Lens Coat. I'll link some of this stuff in there as well. So I'll link this one in there. And then these are, gosh, I use these a little bit in the rain, and they come in so handy. But in the summer, on the beach, sand. I use this as a sand cover. So that sand will get all in the little nooks and crannies of your lens. So really love these. I actually have a couple of them. There's another one there. So yeah, so that's my little camera bag. Unfortunately, this company went out of business. I loved this company. And then I'll keep mosquito netting, by the way. So I always keep some in the top. I'll keep something for my head just to keep the bugs off my face. All right, now we're down to a couple more things here. I'll go through these, my three hacks at the end. This is my Monopod, so you know I'm a Monopod shooter, so 90% of the time I use that. I don't have the gimbal head on here, but there's a gimbal head that goes on there. I do hike a lot, so I'll keep this strap, Black Rapid strap with an Arca Swiss plate is what I use. You can put this directly into the foot of the camera. No matter how you use it though, you want to make sure this is always secure. So before you go out, tighten that down, make sure the Arca Swiss plate, if you're using it, is secured So Black Rapid strap. None of this stuff sponsored, by the way. Oh, I lied, except for this one. This was given to me by Spider Holster, and this is great. I love this. I use this around the waist here, and when I'm hiking, I'll put a second camera body. So if I'm doing macro photography, if it's that time of the year, I put the macro lens here. Sometimes I'll put a full frame here and take my crop sensor up, or vice versa, or I'll put my low lights body here. So, you know, I have some variety, but I love the Spider system. Highly, highly, highly recommend this one. Okay, now I've got 3 hacks for you today. First hack is back to the camouflage kit. This is just a pillow. I'll put a link in here. It's kind of durable on one side, soft on the other, so you can use it to sit on, which is great, but the real advantage comes when you're shooting low and you don't have a ground pod or you don't want to take your tripod out. You just use it as a beanbag. This is really cheap. You put your camera on here, great for shorebirds, great in the mud flats. You can sit on it as a seat if you need it. If you're shooting out your camera window, you can rest it on your window and use it as a beanbag there too. So really, really love this one. So check that out. That's hack number 1. Hack number 2, not really a hack, it's just a ground pod, but the hack part is go to the Goodwill store and find one for $2 like I did. Put a bolt through the bottom. This is the cheapest tilt head I think I could find on Amazon or wherever I bought this from. Probably 15 bucks, and I don't want to spend any money on this because this is going to be in the water, in the dirt, in the mud. So cheap as possible. I do use this quite a bit. Actually used this morning with that camo I showed you earlier for some waterfowl. And I'm going to give you the third hack, and this came to me from my friend Theodore Emery. We were meeting one time. He said, make sure you have an Ikea bag. I said, what are you talking about? We're going wildlife shooting. It's an oversized bag from Ikea. It's got handles, pretty cheap. You'll notice I have a dry suit in here when I'm done in the water. Waders, wetsuit, anything, gookie clothing. It goes right in this bag, so it's waterproof, sandproof. Throw it in the car, and then when I'm done, all my stuff is just stored in here. So hack number 3 is the oversized giant Ikea bag. Thanks, Theo, for that tip. So anyway, that is what's in my car for spring and summer. Hope you enjoyed it, and catch up with you soon. Okay, and that's what's in my car for spring and summer. I think I got most of the stuff listed in there. I probably forgot some. I'll maybe put a little message down here of some things that I may have forgotten. But for the most part, that's what I carry. And there's some stuff in there that I just think is really, really important, especially around just being prepared and knowing what you're up against. Now, I do want to make a caveat. Gear does not make a good photographer. However, it does prepare you and put you in situations where you can get images that you might not be able to otherwise get. So being prepared always helps. And I think that this video hopefully gave you a few ideas around that. Maybe a couple tips, maybe a couple hacks in there as well. So remember, I do these videos for my Patreon subscribers. Over there, I give a lot more detail. I also take you behind the scenes, and I do a lot more on the editing side. So if you're curious about how to edit wildlife photography in Lightroom and Photoshop, check out my Patreon account, and I'll do this again in the fall and winter and show you what that looks like then. So as always, I just want to thank you for your support, and I hope we can continue to find inspiration in wildlife together.